Richard III's remains were found in a car park just over there, and since then Leicester has become a place of significant historical relevance. In 2012, the bones of King Richard III were found by archaeologists from the University of Leicester. He was reinterred into Leicester Cathedral in March 2015, and that event alone brought worldwide news coverage and celebrities such as Benedict Cumberbatch to this East Midlands city. Thousands of people have travelled vast distances to see the tomb of King Richard III at Leicester Cathedral, and this vast influx of tourists was predicted well before the reinterment ceremony. As a result, Leicester City Council commissioned a £4 million visitor centre just yards away from the cathedral. I wanted to know how much of an impact the visitor centre alone has had on tourism within Leicester, so I spoke to Rachel Ayrton, a marketing and events coordinator at the visitor centre.
We've certainly had a lot more people visit the city thanks to Richard III. And we've definitely had quite a lot of visitors from overseas, so quite a few from the US. And during reinterment week in March last year, we certainly had visitors who'd come from as far away as Japan.
So just over a year on from the reinterment, it's clear that Richard III is having an effect on tourism here in Leicester. But how do they plan to keep the Richard III effect going and renew interest in the centre?
At the visitor centre we opened a new temporary exhibition, so looking back at the events of that week, and we also asked visitors to send us in their photos of that week, and we've created a giant photo portrait of Richard's face.
Have you also found as well different areas in the UK have been particularly directing people this way? Because obviously only being an hour from London on the train or 2 hours to drive, it's pretty much commutable for a day trip.
Yes.
Have you found that that's been a lot different to as expected, or?
I don't think any of us knew what to expect, but certainly being so close to London has meant that for visitors who are visiting the UK and basing themselves in London, we're very easy to make a day trip up to Leicester to come and see the visitor centre, the cathedral. I mean, York is a place which is always closely associated with Richard, so obviously we've had lots of visitors from York as well.
Leicester City Council spent over £250,000 in legal fees fighting to win the right to bury Richard here in Leicester, but with the increase in tourism the council made more than that money back. I spoke to Leicester City Centre Director Sarah Harrison about the impact that Richard III has had on Leicester's business economy. How important was it for Leicester when the remains of King Richard III were found?
Oh, it was fantastically important. I mean, it was... It's been a story that's been around for a long time, and there's been rumours about where the remains were. So when they were actually found, I mean, it was incredible. I mean, the worldwide interest in the story as well. And the fact that it was under a council car park and it was termed King in the Car Park sort of had that emotional appeal, and it was a very easy headline, you know, for all the rest of the media. So no, it was a turning point in the city's history. Excuse the pun, but it was. Yeah.
What impact has that had on the tourism within the city?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I mean, we commissioned a study for the economic impact from the time that they found the remains in September 2012 up to and including the reinterment week, and that was £59 million economic impact on the city, which is fantastic. And importantly, there's over 1,000 jobs that have actually been sort of, you know, secured through that as well.
Do you think as well that people have seen coverage on worldwide news channels and been interested and obviously wanted to come over and see it for themselves?
Absolutely. I mean, I have a friend who lives in New York, and I got a sort of text message that said, I can't get away from you for a minute. I'm in a cab, and what's in front of me on the TV screen is King Richard III. And we definitely know from the societies as well, you know, that they've been obviously motivated to come and stay in Leicester, which has been great. We traditionally have been a one-night stay destination, and we've seen that grow to 2 to 3 nights. So that has been the Richard effect.
Do you think that helps being very close to London in terms of it's only an hour on the train and it's obviously quite drivable?
It has pros and cons. I mean, you know, we have obviously a phenomenal market within a 2-hour drive time of Leicester. So in one way, that's fantastic. It brings many more people to us. But also, if you're looking at overnight stays and the economy, it's very easy to get to and from in one day and not actually have to stay the night.
How does the council plan on keeping the Richard III effect going?
Well, you know, obviously the first target market was going to be the Ricardians, you know, and that natural effect. But increasingly what we're seeing now is the educational side of it. So we're sort of addressing school trips, and the corporate market's picking up really nicely as well.